Listen, I have an idea.
It's how I feel when you make lemonade. Whatever today has given you. 511 headaches, still call it Thanksgiving. True.
Welcome to another edition of the Super Duper Podcast. I'm your host, Rob Griggs, here with the super producer, Ez McMahon.
Yes. What's going on, Rob? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm good. You know, we're not sponsored by Spring Water and Beats. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper. It's okay.
And palmetto
palmetto.
trees. Yes.
Hey, man, it's summertime, okay? Try to have a nice summer. Thank you for checking out the Super Duper Pod. We do not take your listens lightly. Make sure you follow us on all socials. SUPADUPAPOD. What up, Sarah? And online at hp53productions.com for our merch. You can also find additional content such as our own Ez McMahon with the Easy Smoke and GM podcast. I know you guys are out for a minute. I think, well, shout out to Smoke. He's now the new head coach at Kenwood, so shout out to him, man, and all his endeavors, man. But
he is a Kenwood Bronco for life.
Listen,
we are very excited about that.
When I saw it, I was like, yo, Ez is like cheesing. He's very happy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smoke.
He let me know. Oh man, that was a great moment there. So that's good stuff. Coach Smoke is at Kenwood, head coach of the Kenwood Broncos. That's a big deal.
And shout out to the New York Knicks, man. They went on and did it. So shout out to all my friends. So I'll talk about this a bit. I was in Williamstown. Shout out to Williams for my 25th year reunion from college. A lot of my friends are Knicks fans. Shout out to my homie Kev Cummins. He's one of the biggest Knicks fans I know. And I mean, for years I've been knowing Kev. He take all my jokes. I call New Rat City, next year Knicks, all that stuff. He take it in stride. So I was happy for him that they were able to win. My man had his Brunson jersey. So they won Saturday. I saw him Sunday. Had his Brunson jersey. I said, you had it in the bag just in case they won tonight. He's like, hey man, I wanted to be prepared. And so you saw the parade today. It's wild out there in New York. They will never let them win nothing ever again. It's crazy out there, man. Parades get nuts. They get nuts, man. But it's just like, hey, everybody's having a good time, man.
I don't have an issue with the team, the New York Knicks. I think it's a likable team.
Yeah.
I think the fan base is just so obnoxious, man. I can't stand Knicks fans. New York Knicks fans.
And a lot of my friends are Knicks fans. Yeah, I love y'all dearly.
You were talking about your 25th anniversary. Ours was a few weeks back at Hampton. And so it's a bunch of New York people on there on the text thread.
Yeah.
They just blew the damn text thread up, man. And I was like, stop. Stop this.
Enough of this. Yeah.
So yes. So shout out to the Knicks. So that's good for them.
And it's good for the city, right? And so now the talk is what new team now needs to win to break a long drought. You got Minnesota. You know what I'm saying, in football, like the Vikings, right? They haven't won. Well, actually, no Minnesota team has won something since like the Twins in '91. So like not
the Vikings have never won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Timberwolves have never won an NBA title.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. I mean,
think about it. Not that many NBA teams have won an NBA title.
So what's crazy? Somebody said to Mike Brown, like, you're the 38th coach to win a title. I went, what?
Yeah.
So I thought about it. I mean, Phil got 11, right? Pop got 5, 4. Is it 4? Is 5?
5. They won 5.
Yeah. And then Kerr got 4.
Kerr has 4.
That's 20 with 3 guys.
I mean,
right there. Pat Riley got about 5.
Pat Riley won 4.
So that's
Lakers.
That's 24 with 4 guys. That's when he said
and
it. I was
Red Auerbach won.
Okay, he got most of them, right? He got 7, 8, don't he?
Because Russell won. He's got to have 8 or 9.
Yeah, because Russell was a player coach.
I think Russell as a player coach won 2.
Yeah, but he got about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
So it's like that's 5 guys, and we're already at 30.
Yeah.
So that was wild. This is hard to do. It is hard to win an NBA championship. I mean, we starting to creep up there. I think because we won 6 of them here in Chicago, it doesn't feel like, we got one long. It's like we were a moment in time, and the greatest player ever was our player. So it's like ours kind of live forever. You know what I'm saying? But that still is over. It's getting close to 30 years.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy. It's been
yeah,
30,
that's getting a little nuts. Come on,
30.
bullies.
But I mean, man, we got 6 in our lifetime.
Yeah, can't
That's
listen.
more. We can't complain.
I will never complain. I just want to see a good team now. That's all. That's all I
Yeah,
need,
yeah,
man.
yeah.
So, but make sure you check out all our content at hp53productions.com. Also follow us on YouTube so you can see Ed's wonderful hats, such as his USA hat. Shout out to him. He's celebrating. He was at the White House at the UFC game. So check out his hat.
No, no, no. I wore this. Well, this is a golf hat. This is
Yeah, yeah.
this is my Ryder Cup hat. But no, I wore it in honor of the Obama Center
No doubt.
opening today. That's why I wore this.
I mean, so we're gonna talk about Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I know it's like, again, I celebrate the 4th and Juneteenth, right? Because again, it's like, to your point, President Obama was our president, and just the country it still is our country where we live, right? It just got a lot of work to be done, and some people trying to turn apart. We'll get there though. But before we get there, I want to talk about Father's Day. You know how I feel about Father's Day. Shout out to dads and don'ts. We had a meeting on Tuesday. Shout out to the dads that came through. The next event will be Thursday, July 16th. So we'll send more information about that. But yeah, Father's Day is here. I already know y'all ain't getting no gifts yet. Y'all hearing me saying like, "Oh, it's this Sunday? I was getting ready for my Juneteenth party." You know what I'm saying? So you ain't got no gifts. You can be a lot of "I'll use." I got you next week. I got you when I see you, and you're never gonna see him again. But I want to shout out my family because we got our Father's Day celebration on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to rock and roll. But truly, dad just wants to know that what he does is appreciated. You know what I'm saying? If you say it sincerely and you show it, he'll be cool. And he is not me. Run me my gifts, okay? I want my stuff and the speech. You know what I'm saying? But for the other dads, they might be cool with just some serious, sincere words. I asked the boys today. I said, "Hey, what y'all give me for Father's Day?" It was like, sorry, Dad. I says, "Yo, come on, man. Help your dad out." I said, "What's my favorite color? Black." "What? Who told you this stuff? Do you know me, man?" Doggone. But a few Father's Day stats, man. Dads today spend 3 times more time with their kids than dads did in the 1960s. That's from the Pew Research Center. It's funny. My mother always says, like, you knew dads or something else. Y'all so involved. She's like, back in my day, the dads didn't know the kid till he was 12 years old. They're like, "What's your name again?" All the while, man. About 93% of fathers say being a dad is their most important identity. That's also from the Pew Research Center. I can agree with that. It's like, because it's such a big job. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you see your children and you're raising them well or not, like, it kind of, it's like it reflects on you, like how good you did as a father. And not, like, I will say, even at the reunion, people would say how polite my boys were, how nice they were, and I appreciate that. What's up?
You just brought something. I just thought about something. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the reason that dads don't get the great gifts.
Why
Is
is that? What
because
you mean?
they weren't really, full in and 100% involved. They don't really know the kids. They
I
don't know the
mean,
favorite foods
that's
or
real.
yeah, that's
That's
probably why.
And listen, and all jokes aside, when I say this stuff, it's not like it's not warranted. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times a dad is, in the name of working and doing stuff outside, it's like they don't know. It's like the kids and the mama got a routine. Like
Yeah.
my sister and I was joking about this the other day. I hope my dad don't hear this. Like, it was like when he would be on vacation, it'd be like, "Hey, what's up? Why he move? We don't do the eggs like this on a month. What is he doing? Hey!" You can't say that. He like, "All right, you know what I'm saying?" So, like, it is, he break the routine. Once he go, now we can go back to our regularly
A
scheduled
regular
program.
routine. That's
But
right.
we
That's
know what we
right.
got, man. But yeah, but I think,
That's it.
but that's why these new age dads are really, again, these newer dads of my generation, like even my pops will always say, he used to tell me, "Dad, son, you're a great dad," and I appreciate that. I know he don't pass our compliments, but I know a lot of dads, that's important because you were probably a kid of a dad that was always working and running, and you understood the sacrifice he was making. But I think a lot of those dads miss that. Hey, I appreciate the stuff, But a lot of times I just needed you around, or just like to ask a question, or just like to know you want to hang with me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's not unwarranted, but I want to shout out all the dads that's trying to, because truly, I don't think if you ask most men, they don't begrudge their dad. A lot of times they understand, especially they got kids, they understand. It's like I got it. I understand what, you know, I'm not even mad no more, right? Maybe I would wish you would have done some different stuff, but I understand like you had to make a certain decision. You went this way, so on and so forth. So I think, people just have a little bit more grace about it. But I think that everybody's trying to make a better route for their kids and better spaces. Says stay-at-home dads have increased by nearly 60% over the last decade. That's from the U.S. Census Bureau. And I mean, a lot of women are just making more money. It's like, hey, if you're doing it, I mean, let me get out the crib and make it happen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I think that's something like truly like both sides. If it's work, see, I think that's the thing. If it's working, like maybe sometimes in some cases the dad he's good at it and it's
Yeah. Yeah.
really good at it, and it's not a bad reflection on the woman, especially if she is making the money, right? It's still just, hey, we making our homes work. Fathers are reading to their kids more than ever, up nearly 30% in the last 20 years. So to your point, is I think older dads were trying to read, but I know you crack that book open, it's like, all right, kids, let's do it. And then you sleep. That's happened to me a couple times. Like, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I fell a page. I sleep on page one. I don't know how this happened. Um, Kids with involved fathers are more likely to get A's and less likely to repeat a grade. I think it's just a dad thing. You be on their next. 90% of dads say they show love through everyday actions, rides, meals, homework, presents. That's from the Pew Research Center. And I can say like that's something I've been focusing on more. Like, you see like socials and you want to take kids on grandiose trips and you do. I mean, nothing's wrong with that. But I think it's also cool. When I think about my parents, I mean, they weren't taking us nowhere. No more. We was going to Tennessee. That's it. But it's like my dad taking me to when I would get to remember that Pizza Hut reading book club. My dad always took me to go get my
Oh
pizza.
yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And like the random trip to Burger King, or just kind of just doing stuff together, man. You know what I'm saying? So even like tonight, the children,
Book
like the
it.
boys and I, go ahead, book
Book
it.
it.
Do they
Yeah.
still do that? Kids don't
I
even
don't.
read.
Well, Pizza
You
Hut
know,
ain't Pizza Hut no more, man.
show like they used to be hitting that
Yeah.
that thing. Yeah, now it's just a
You
mess.
can't. You can't find a Pizza Hut now.
No, sure. Well, you can. You just don't want to go up in that mug. That's all. Like, I'm cool. Now, hold on. Now, I tried to double check this thing. It says Father's Day spending is at an all-time high, over $22 billion. I was like, who? I don't know what's touching my
Well,
community,
that's
man.
just
Like,
because. Well, no, it's just because everything is so expensive now.
yeah, because I was like,
The
oh, we still
price is
getting socks.
inflated.
Still getting socks and
Socks and
ties.
ties. That's right.
It's like $22 billion.
That's
Doggone.
right. A
I wonder what the
screwdriver.
I wonder what the Mother's Day number is. Jeez Louise. So yeah, but yo, shout out to if you know a dad and your father is important to you, so your father figure, what I'm saying, is great. Please celebrate that man. Don't make him cook. I mean, unless he just want to, unless he just want to grill. But truly, all jokes aside, just let him know you appreciate the things, especially if he's a good father. Just let him know. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I told somebody this weekend, like a lot of times a man doesn't really get men don't really get compliments like that, right? People think they don't. You do very rarely are getting complimented, and so and most likely not compliment on what you did, because a lot of stuff a man does, when a man fixed the heater and the furnace, kids don't see that. They see mama making the snacks and the spaghetti, but it's like you up all night getting this furnace, and they're like, "Damn it, you didn't do it right." You want to knock him out because now you warm because of me, but you still want to be mad. It's stuff you just don't see. And again, the older you get, the more you understand. So I want to shout out to the original Bob Griggs, Robert Griggs, I should say, aka he loves what going by Bob Griggs, the man, the myth, the legend. Love you very much, sir. I'm sure you want to shout out your pops. I didn't want to take, shout. I feel like we were shouting out your pops on Father's Day. He's not my father.
Word.
No doubt. But we were talking about Juneteenth at the top of the show. I was looking at a episode of CNN when I was in Massachusetts, and they were talking about how do we celebrate Juneteenth because it's a relatively new holiday, right? June 2021. I think it's the first time
Mm-hmm.
we celebrated it. And it's like they were asking the question, is it more Memorial Day or 4th of July? What do you think it is?
It is. You said it's more Memorial Day or 4th of July?
Yeah, like so that was the question. Like, is it so do we celebrate it like Memorial Day where it's like, it's more of a reverence of what happened, like people have gone before. Is it like
Yes,
a 4th of July, or is it 4th of July? It's a party. It's a
it's a
celebration. We should
mix of
celebrate
both
it.
because
Okay.
like I've already heard the fireworks are starting already.
Yeah.
What time is it here? It is
11:14, 11:15.
11:14 on the 18th.
Yeah.
Fireworks are about to start, so that's the celebration part of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But then you have to have a little bit of remembrance and well, not that we remembered it, but just thinking about what how far we've come
Yeah.
since June 19th, 1865.
Hmm.
So it's a mix of both. Mix
Yeah.
of both.
Yeah, to me, it goes together with 4th of July. Like it's like it completes the 4th of July. Like, because when you think about the 4th, I'm reading this book. It's like the U.S. history in bite-sized sections. So it's like a one pager for like each big moment in the U.S. history. And you think about just the liberation from Britain, right? Just like that's what 17 July 4th, 1776 is. We are declaring our independence from Mother Britain, right? And you guys ain't gonna tax us. We gonna run our own cell. Leave us alone. That's what the holiday is about, right? Now, again, they made rights, and everybody who was here didn't have the rights, but that's what the 4th is about. Juneteenth is saying, listen, that we are separate and apart, but everybody here now has a right to be free and freedom. So I think they complete each other, like they need each other. And I feel like I'm more on the celebration side, right? In terms of like, because you think about slavery, the enslaved, right? The Reconstruction, the destruction of black towns that were thriving, right? Juneteenth is a to me a celebration of still overcoming all those things and the ripple effects of them.
Mhm.
So like supporting businesses and supporting people, like shout out to President Obama that his stuff's opening this weekend, right? That's shout out to whoever planned that to make that happen, right? Because that's why I think I'm more leaning to celebration of it, right? We are, as Dr. Williams says, the story bears repeating. Like that's the whole thing with Easter and then the Resurrection Sunday. You tell every year because it's a great story to tell. I think it's a great story to tell that hey, yeah, there was freedom, but really there are people who just didn't know. Like it wasn't real till everybody knew they were free.
Mhm.
Like that's the powerful part of it. It's like the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed. People that stayed up to midnight, January 1. But it was a few people who just didn't know. So, it wasn't as effective until everybody was free. And I think that's something worth celebrating. So I know a lot of places are closed, but I feel like, if you can support black businesses this week, you should be doing that at all times. Support them, you know what I'm saying? Check them out. Go buy your Juneteenth cake, Brown Sugar Bakery. If the line ain't too long, I can't go because Brooklyn gonna turn that thing out. So get one for me if you can. Cake is delicious. But yeah, but make sure y'all support, man, for real. I think it's a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend. I know it's a lot of big parties here in Chicago. There's one big one at Soho House tomorrow. So shout out to everybody's gonna be there having a blast.
At Soho House,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
like the one in the West Loop,
yeah,
having a Juneteenth.
yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah. How do
Who
you
knew?
feel about others? I mean, again, it's like celebration. I mean, you celebrate the Fourth. We all do it, right? It's like, hey,
Who
enjoy the holiday. How you feel?
who
No,
who knew?
yeah.
I knew.
Hey, I found
All
out
right.
this week. That's the only reason I
Okay.
know. Found
All
out this
right.
week, man.
All right.
So shout out to everybody in Juneteenth, and I also want
I'm
to
with
shout
it.
out. I want to shout out Mayor Brandon Johnson. So shout out to my pastor, Pastor Charlie Days of Salem and Progressive Baptist Churches. So he interviewed Mayor Johnson on Wednesday at Salem, and we watched it on Family Night on Wednesday. And I was thinking about this how we are so worried about DC, right, and 45 and 47, what they doing, all they taking away, that we are sometimes forgetting the stuff that's happening in our local areas. And especially with Mayor Johnson, we're not always in tune to the many things his administration is trying to accomplish, right? You talked about the Bears, you talked about housing. He mentioned something. He was like, there were 0 homicides Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if you're from Chicago. That's like crazy to hear because it's like Memorial Day weekend, somebody always got shot. Like it was always the start of the violent summer. You kind of knew how bad it was going to be
There was
by
zero?
They showed the stat. It said 0 homicides Memorial Day weekend. So go ahead, Google it.
We gotta check that.
I was like, what? Because in Chicago, I can't remember a time that didn't happen, but it was a quiet Memorial Day weekend though, right? I remember it being very quiet. I don't know if it rained or something, but it was like, that was wild.
I think there was was there a team takeover that weekend?
Probably, but
There was a team takeover.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, man, I take that over, over with if I can get the 0 homicides, man.
Yeah, like zero homicides.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna say something. I don't know if you ain't been trusting me lately. I will give you a stat. You like, nah. I was like, okay.
That didn't sound right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Zero. But again, so shout out to Mayor Johnson and his administration and the work they're doing, because that's not nothing. You know what I'm saying? Again, from Chicago. Go ahead.
There were 3 mass shootings.
You just raining on my parade. See, we can't even tag the mayor in this now because you killing it. Sarah, cut this part. Doggone it, Ez. I'm trying to do something here, man.
I'm saying, man.
Please, let me finish my speech.
They were just off target. That's all.
Now we can't. Thanks, Ez. Trying to tag the mayor so he can hit us up. Trying to get him on the show.
My bad, man.
I guess we're done. I guess you don't want to have the mayor on the show.
My bad. It was a great weekend. No, I apologize.
Sarah, cut all that on socials. Jeez,
I apologize.
But I will say, give your local elections the same effort we give these federal ones, right? Because they matter just as much. Mayor Johnson was the face of the pushback against Trump, right? When it was like talking about immigrants and what have you and how they're being treated. Mayor Johnson was the face of that. You know what I'm saying? I think, we have to have local officials that are willing to push back against the federal government if Congress won't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, once they try to push it down to the states, the people who are running it have to say, no, we're not doing that. This is what we're doing. And we'll figure it out from there. So, shout out to Mayor Johnson. Sorry, we can't clip this and put this on the IG because Ezra wants to kill everything.
Because I was giving stats.
Jeez, Louis. Hey, man, they had a stat. It's true. I'm sure they got the
their stat was true. I give them that. I give them that.
Jeez, Louis. All right, but shout out to the mayor, man. Wishing you all the best. You know what I'm saying? For sure. And we're going to take a quick break.
Hello, my name is Chase Scriggs, and you're listening to my dad in the Super Duper podcast. I thank you for listening.
And we're back with Accurate Ez. Stats Ez. Jeez Louise. All right, everybody's favorite game. Ez versus everybody.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. But how you feeling, Ez?
I'm feeling great. I think I got two. I was 2 out of 3 last week. Last time. So yeah.
You're gonna be 0 for 3 this week. I mean, I'm positive of it because this is Ez versus everybody, and it's about the World Cup. I know you are a big sports fan.
No.
You're cooked. You're cooked this week. Hey, man, we got to be aligned with the times. It is.
I've actually watched a little bit of the World Cup. I was forced to at work. So
yeah, man. I mean, the Americans ain't got a shot. It's like good.
They won the first game 4-1.
Man, come on, man. He's gonna give us some hope. And then when the rounds match, when they matter, they ain't gonna be there. All right, so here we go, Ez.
All right.
Number 1, which country became the first African nation to reach a World Cup semifinal, achieving the milestone in 2022? Is it A, Senegal, B, Cameroon, C, Morocco, or D, Ghana?
2022.
Which country became the first African nation to reach a World Cup semifinal, achieving the milestone in 2022?
That was in Qatar.
Yeah, Qatar.
Qatar.
Qatar. Yeah, it's Qatar. We were travelers.
I'm gonna go with Ghana.
That's your final answer?
Final answer, Ghana.
Yep, that's wrong. So it's Morocco.
Morocco, really? Okay.
Yeah. It was Morocco. All right, number 2.
I don't think Morocco is in the World Cup this year.
Probably not. They did all they could to getting out in the last one,
Right.
apparently. Jeez Louise.
Right.
So, number 2, who is the all-time leading goal scorer in FIFA World Cup history? It's a tie, so you got to pick 2 names.
Oh,
Is it Ronaldo,
Mm-hmm.
Miroslav Klose, Lionel Messi, or Pele?
Okay, Messi tied it because he just had a hat trick.
Yeah.
I know that. And Ronaldo or Pele. What was the third one?
Miroslav Klose.
I don't know who that is. I've never heard that name.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with somebody I know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Ronaldo.
Okay. Final answer.
Final answer.
Ronaldo and Messi, right? Okay. Yeah, that's again, you're wrong. So the answer is Miroslav Klose.
I thought
and
Lionel. I should have gone with the one I didn't know.
Messi.
Yeah, I knew Messi.
I was like, we're giving it away.
That's a half point. Half point.
Nah, it's just almost doesn't count, brother. I got
one.
The whole question was which 2? You didn't get them. Okay, so number 3.
Right.
Which country has won the most FIFA World Cup titles?
Brazil.
A, Germany, B, Brazil, C, Italy, or D, Argentina?
I believe Brazil has won 5.
Okay.
I think.
That's your final answer.
I don't know the number for sure offhand, but Brazil's my final answer.
Okay. Hey, man. Congrats to you, sir. It's Brazil with 5 titles.
5, yeah. Okay.
Next is Germany and Italy have 4, and Argentina has 3.
Okay.
The U.S. has never won a World Cup. The U.S. women.
Never. If I'm not mistaken,
women
only 8, just like the NBA, we talked about the NBA earlier, only 8 countries have won the World Cup.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
But I guess when you think about it, when they talk about like an NBA championship or any championship, it's hard to do. It's hard to do. It just is a so when you do it, enjoy it, man. So that's everybody's favorite game. Ez versus everybody. I thought you were going 0 for 3. Shout out to you, man.
I got 1.5. I like it.
Yep, 1. Yes, we do it. Yep, there you go. Okay. All right. We'll let the people judge. So, Ez, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Now, funny, the Masters of the Universe. I saw it last week. Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen it, and I've had heard some horrible reviews of this movie.
So here's the thing. Well, number 1, when I bought the ticket, I was looking for He-Man. I was like, oh, this is Masters of the Universe. I've been saying the He-Man movie all week, all year long. So Masters of the Universe. Shout out to the Midnight Boys from Ringiverse. Pew pew. They helped me articulate my feelings because I'm watching it. I didn't fall asleep, and I gotta say, I was like, this is mad cheesy. You know what I'm saying? It was like, this is just too slapstick. But dog, when he got the sword and he said the words, I could feel myself being like 5 or 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt the nostalgia. I was like, I'm getting mad emotional. This is like ridiculous. I haven't seen this happen in years. But man, when he said it, he started forming the He-Man, it was like, now that moment alone was worth it going to see it all, right? That was worth it, the feeling. But like, is it the best movie? Nah. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like we talked about with Michael, right? Is Michael the greatest movie you've ever seen? Absolutely not. But like, what did it do? We talked about Michael Jackson for 3 weeks. I've been playing Michael Jackson songs non-stop. Me and the kids been singing all kind of Michael Jackson stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I think the He-Man movie, for all it is, I think there's a great movie in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember what, I guess the He-Man show was like, he always won, obviously. And I mean, the truth is they only made the He-Man show.
No, he didn't always
toys.
Win.
That's true. But they
had continuation shows.
Oh yeah. But the show wasn't really to be a show. It was like they trying to sell these toys and they make the show. And that, so it was like, hey, whatever gets it. You know what I'm saying? They weren't trying to make deep stories. It's just like, hey, y'all get another toy.
They definitely weren't, because I tried to watch. I told you about this. Actually, it was probably on this show that we went back and watched some old He-Man episodes.
Yeah, it's trash. Ooh. Yeah, our cartoons was bad.
Rough.
I was like watching Thundercats. I was like, dog, I used to like salivate over this thing. What is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, now I will say, I think G.I. Joe is probably the best show with a story. And you know, what I mean? I think that's the one I remember being like that Cobra, the Cobra Law, that whole movie. That's
Yeah.
that's still. I mean, I was almost
Well,
late for school watching that.
they did Transformers right.
True. So I get transformed to GI Joe. But yeah,
Yeah,
He-Man,
yeah.
man. But I will say this: he can't hold on to the sword for nothing. It's like this is your most important thing. He stay dropping this sword. It's like he fighting, he swinging one time, and somebody knock out his hand. It's like, ain't you He-Man? Don't you got a magnetic? Like, I never thought about that. It's like the
Well,
sword stay on the ground somewhere
but it's not like Thor, right?
where he can just make it come to his hand, phrase it.
Yeah. Well,
Pause.
no.
No, he can't. He just has to hold on to it.
It's
It's
have
like,
to, yeah,
but
yeah.
you He-Man, bro. Like, just put it back in your sheath. You know what I mean? You know, put it back and fight. Like, you everybody picking it up. Hey, stop touching my sword. I'm He-Man. You know what I mean? Put it down, Tila. She's like, here, hey, I know we go together, but don't touch my sword, okay? This is my sword. I'm the
Wait,
champion.
He-Man and Tila were together?
No. They were like, you know, but you could tell they liked each other, had a thing in the show that it intimated that
Oh, okay. All
in the
right.
movie. So
Okay.
excuse me. But no, man, you know, I say check it out. I mean, I pretty much told you most of the movie right now, but still check it out.
Someone I talked to someone else and they said you gotta go in knowing that it's He-Man.
Yeah, right,
So don't
right.
expect much. You
Listen,
know?
Aiden had a blast, you know, and that's always my barometer. If Aiden loves it, he had. I mean, you know,
It's
it's very rare. He's like, I don't really like. He might go, it was cool. He was like, I loved it, Dad. This happened and that happened. I was like, okay, you got parts again. I had my moment. If I have the power, it was like, whoa, that was wild, man. And they had a She-Ra. I heard this. They had the She-Ra at the end with credits.
Oh, so there's
So
gonna
yeah.
be a part two. There's gonna be
Well,
a She-Ra.
I mean, they maybe want to make a part two, but I don't think they made that much money. Like,
They
it
may
opened
not.
to about 30 million, and the budget I heard was 200 million. I
Oh,
don't think they're gonna
we're
make
not
that.
getting She-Ra.
No, no.
Though it's a better storyline.
Well, they knew what they would because then they were trying to make a story. Like we said, He-Man was sell toys. Then she was like, well, let's
The She-Ra
figure this all
story,
out.
The She-Ra backstory is a really good backstory.
Yeah. But it's like they were joking on the Midnight Boys. They were like, "How you not know who He-Man was? Adam was just as jacked as
Okay.
He-Man on the
On the
cartoon."
cartoon, I was just about to get into that. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I never understood how you couldn't tell the difference between Adam and He-Man.
I mean, the Superman thing I could get, right? Because
Way wore glasses. He had on a suit.
and he's flying. So you like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I grant he come down, say a little something, and he gone. Like you said, he got the Superman glasses that kind of blur your vision. But like He-Man is literally he wearing less clothes. It's
Adam.
like he the same 6'3" dude. That dude right there. You know what I'm saying?
Only difference is Adam took his shirt off. That was it.
That's really it. So it was
That
like,
was it.
oh, y'all stupid.
Or He-Man took his shirt off. Adam wore a shirt.
No wonder Skeletor whooping y'all up because all y'all dumb. But check
And
out
they
the
couldn't tell
He-Man.
the difference.
Right.
Hey,
Check. Yeah.
Castle of Grayskull
Yeah.
looked like the real one.
Uh, yeah. I
Because
mean,
remember
again,
the original Master of the Universe movie, it gave us this like it was a different look
yeah. No. It
than the
was out to
cartoon.
form. Yeah, it was out to form. And honestly, the fight scenes were great. I will say the fight scenes. And again, it's a good movie in there. It's just they leaned a little heavy on the slapstick, right? It was like, all right, let's get to it. You know what I'm saying? It was like, all right, that's enough jokes. Let's get to it. But I
Any
say check it out.
any good characters in it?
I mean, honestly, Skeletor was fantastic.
Okay.
I mean, he was amazing. He was amazing. Skeletor was. It was like the balance of silly, self-deprecating, but when he turned evil, it was fast. It was like a quick turn. It was like, whoa, he got serious.
What about
Real quick.
the characters from the show? So,
You
you
mean
know,
like Man at Arms
Man
and
at
stuff?
Arms and
Yeah, Idris Elba was Man at Arms. I think it was cool. He did his thing. Again, it's just it's
Ram Man and
yeah, again, not to not give it away. A lot of slapstick was around that kind of stuff. Just those who
okay.
those guys
All
are.
right.
So
All right.
again, it got the job done. I think if you a He-Man fan, if you our age, just go see it. Just because I would say, okay, I'll say it this way: if you love He-Man and that was your thing, you will enjoy the movie because you'll turn off the other stuff. If you're like, I want to see a good movie. Don't might not be
Don't
for
even
you.
go for it.
Might not be for you. Like if you ain't got no kind of tie to He-Man, or you're not trying to get your like a kid introduced to He-Man, this may not really be it. And yeah, Aiden Bobane's just a good sport. He always down to ride with me, which I appreciate it. So shout out to him. That's why he get to see it, do whatever he want to see. You know what I'm saying? Because I know if it one for me, four for you. You know what I'm saying? So he rolled with his old dad, man. But yeah, yo, check it out. So Ez, I want to talk about this. This is gonna be pretty hilarious. That I ran by this. Have you ever heard of living apart together? LAT. Ever heard of this concept?
Living apart together. I
Yeah.
can guess what that means. No.
Yeah. So it's like the relationship where y'all are together, just not together. So the quick definition is a committed couple. This is a hard term from He-Man, by the way. A committed couple, sometimes even married, who choose to maintain separate homes while still being fully in a relationship. Have you ever heard of this at all?
There was a person that remember the Steve Harvey show,
Yeah.
the talk show,
Okay. Yeah.
and he used to do the segment "Ask Steve."
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you see this clip on social media. There was a woman that asked about that, and that
Yeah.
she wanted to marry her significant other, but she wanted to keep separate residences.
What does Steve say? No,
And
that's not marriage, though.
he said that's not marriage. Hell no. And everyone in the audience just said, what is she talking about?
Yeah. See, so okay,
There was
so
one person in the audience that said that could work,
mhm.
and Steve asked, "Are you married?" And the woman said no. See, the only one that thinks it's a good idea is single.
Right.
So yeah,
So here's who it benefits. There's people who love each other but also love their space. It's like an introvert, creatives, folks who recharge alone. Older adults, second marriages. Not too, I'll get to that part. People who already built a life, a home, and a routine and don't want to merge anything again. Parents with kids from previous relationships. Sometimes blending households is too much too soon. I'll touch on that a bit later. Couples with different lifestyles, people who want commitment without cohabitation stress, right? So I will say this, and it's kind of a dads and don'ts thing. Like, you think of them, obviously, if you listen to the show, I'm divorced, so on and so forth. Saying a regular mingle. No, I'm just kidding. I'm stupid. I need to go to sleep. So here we go. So here's the thing, right? But I have my children. I talk about I want to have triplets. That's number one. And then just stuff with Brooklyn, like living. We were talking about this in family night. Like understanding Brooklyn took us 14 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to drop somebody in it. And like when you see it, it's funny. Like she do a lot of stuff. All of us, even my niece, shout out to Hopi and Tori D. It's like you just know what to do because you've been around with it longer. And if you see it off the rip, it's like, oh, what's that? And that would be a lot to ask for somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's to now make this your life, right? I can see how that. Or like for example, if a woman has a few kids and guy got a few kids, y'all and I got to figure out how this whole house is gonna go together. That can be rough depending on what's going on. So I think in that instance, and more than anything else, I can understand why like that would be an option because say you do all this blending and it's just like it just don't work. Now y'all got to uncouple, you know what I'm saying? Like to do all this and you put these kids in a tough spot. I mean, that's the worst case scenario. But I think for a relationship, that's kind of the point of a relationship is to figure out how the two of you can become one, like obviously one, but also living together as one. It's a level of like, I do this, you do that. So let's work together and figure out how this can work for both of us. So, but pros for LAT, living apart together, is you get the best version of each other. So no roommate resentment. You show up with energy, not irritation. More intentional time together. I would think with this is you got the keys to each other's house. What do you think? I feel like that got to be like, you can come to my house at any time. You can come, you know what I'm saying? I can pop in, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Both houses are open.
absolutely.
Personal space stays sacred. Fewer arguments about chores, habits, and routines. Stronger sense of independence. Great for people rebuilding after a divorce. But the cons can get expensive. Uh, can get expensive. So I'm only laughing because I was thinking like, what if I had to tell my parents, hey mama, Sandy, yeah, mom, pop, this is Sandy. We married, we don't live together. It's like, oh wait, y'all together but not together. Oh, so you stupid now? Okay, you know. And they keep watching TV. Oh, so you stupid now? Okay, cool. Every time I say, I just would imagine telling them to that I'm doing this. So, some people interpret it as less committed. So you'll hear y'all together or just together, right? Let's see. What's the next one? Logistics can get annoying, right? Because like you got clothes over here, you over there, whose house we going, especially depending on where y'all live. Like, if y'all doing this and y'all in different parts of town, even y'all different cities, that's crazy. How's that work? Kids may need clarity. Mommy lives here, daddy lives there, but they're still a team. That can be hard too, because even if you are apart, you're living a separate life. So now that's like you almost divorced because it's like, well, we do things like this over here, y'all do things like that over there, right? And if one person wants to move in and the other doesn't, like say it's like, all right, this has been cool for a while. I want to merge, figure it out, and one doesn't, then that can become tension. If you spend all these years being apart just to break up, which is nuts. So Ed, a couple questions for you, man. We you and I usually differ on our questions, but is living apart together the future of relationships or just glorified dating? What you think?
It's glorified date. I can't see that becoming a
Like a standard
mainstream
thing.
deal. Yeah, no, no.
See,
Which is fine. Which is I think it's fine. It's,
yeah.
you know, yeah. If that's what you want to do, that's cool. But I can't. That can't work for me. No,
That's the standard black answer.
no,
If that's what you want to do,
you know,
enjoy yourself.
either
No, no,
we married and we gonna be 100% together and committed and yeah,
I'm with you.
yeah,
I think again for the reasons I stated earlier. I feel like I could see it. A blended family is how I think people on TV make it look easy, and rich people can make it look easy because you can buy a house for all these kids and
yeah,
like
yeah,
make you can do these vacations. And I could now I will say this. I feel like living apart together, I don't think it's the future of relationships, right? But maybe it's a bridge to like the blended, you know what I'm saying? Like because I feel like a lot of times, people take for granted this stuff just takes time. And you want because again, just so on the same page, I only think about it and maybe that's because of my life, but only thinking about it as like somebody that's divorced with kids, because that's the part I think you need to kind of figure out how this stuff is going to work. If you are single and unattached, or divorced and unattached with no kids, then that's just it's just you two. Y'all can figure this out. That's a different thing. I feel like when the kids get involved, that's where you might, an LAT might, it gives you the space to figure out, okay, this is where we can live. This is what we can do. Had the kids meet you know what I'm saying? Like then it's like, all right, let's try. The ultimate goal, to your point, should be we are together in the house. Because you can't beat just being around each other, right? Just together.
yeah.
Like you just pick up stuff from a person from being around them. I've said this before. Like my mom, like my dad came in the house. This was years ago. He didn't say a word. He walked in the house. She looked at him. He sat down. She said, "Did you eat salt today?" And he was like, "Yeah, at lunch I tried a little something that had salt." And it was like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? She saw him walk in, but that just comes from living with somebody. You know what I'm saying? You see them, you see how they move, what they do. So you can miss that part. I think that's what makes a relationship
What was he?
valuable.
Was he a little? Was he a little?
Listen, she does that with all of us. It's weird. Like you can't lie to my mother. Like I don't lie to my mother. One, because she's my mother, but it's just like, for what? She
He
gonna
had
figure it out
a little
anyway.
puffiness or something. That's wild.
I'm telling you, she do it all of us. I can call her. Like I've called her like in the last couple of weeks. I'm thinking like I'm hiding my voice. So I'm having to work today. No, I'm okay. Oh yeah, mom. You know what I'm saying? She know exactly which question to ask. That's why she the
Yeah,
best, man.
yeah,
So yeah, but again, that's living with someone. And I'm thinking like now again to your point about now, say you guys are married, your kids are your kids together, and you just want to live apart, that's different because again, you're giving the kids a good experience. Again, I can see it for a blended family for the reason I've already stated. So, and I guess this answers the next prompt question: like, does living separately make the relationship stronger or make it easier to leave? I don't think it's like makes it easier to leave. I just think you don't get the real benefit out of a relationship if you're not living together. But what do you think is?
Um, well, I could see if there's a divorced person out there
Yeah,
that just went through the whole marriage thing and just
yeah,
wasn't into it. Maybe this is the best, for them. They can have that person, but not have to deal with what they dealt with before. Maybe
yeah,
in the future. Maybe that is a benefit for that. Maybe you can build something strong. I don't know. I don't. I
yeah.
don't know.
Well,
But
you know, yeah, go sorry.
but I don't. Mm, that's tough, man.
Yeah. Because most, well, in breakups, but I think in divorce specifically, most people operate from a don't list, right? It's like, I don't want that no more. You know what I'm saying? And so you just, as long as you're not that, you just, if you was a woman that was mean, and then you've been out with somebody that's like not mean, now maybe she ain't got nothing together. She missing a knee, but she miss, but she nice to you. You like, who needs both knees? You know what I'm saying? And then after a while, you're like, I want to run together, and we can't. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it catches up with you. So I think to your point, divorce is tough. You need a minute to just like get your head together,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
maybe you meet the person that you want to be with, but then you jam into this thing that's like we're gonna make this work, and you haven't gotten yourself together. So that's probably not even like a living apart together. That's getting yourself together just in general before you start even trying to be with somebody, right? But we all want to be with somebody. Nobody want to be alone. But I think sometimes you need that time to just figure out because you are now changed. You are now a different person
Right.
before, right? And you have to figure out what that means and stuff you wanted before you don't want now, right? And you have the rare opportunity to figure out what that means, like what you want, not what you don't want, right? Because you know what you don't want, but what do you want? And that's a different conversation, a different question, man. So, I mean, shout out to Sarah for she gonna have to cut this. This is gonna be pretty wild. I'm gonna see what people say.
That lifestyle. I'm curious. Yeah. What
Yeah,
people think about that.
I'm gonna get. I'm sure I'm gonna get the DMs gonna be a little nuts. Like we doing this now, and it's beautiful for us. Congratulations.
Good for you. Hey, I'm with
Good
it.
for y'all.
Hey,
Good for
good.
y'all.
I can't do it.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? Imagine presenting that to the missus. So listen, baby. Rob was saying, and then she gonna come.
She might think that's a great idea. Yeah, we could do that. We could definitely do that.
Oh man. Oh God. Okay. I'm praying for
Yeah.
you, brother.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
People say they get mad at me because they say I just laugh at you, like I'm not supportive as a friend. It's
Hey,
like I start cracking up, man.
that's the life, man.
Nah, jeez,
That's
Jesus
the life.
Louise, Jesus Louise, praying for you, brother. Happy Juneteenth.
Thank you, thank
So,
you, thank you.
last thing before we got it, I think we've talked about a lot this episode. It's a good episode though. So I mentioned at the top, mentioned it a bit. The past weekend, the boys and I went to my 25th year reunion at Williams College, the greatest college on earth. Really had a great time. I spent too much money in the Williams shop. I got all kind of Williams t-shirts, hats, just so you like that one hat I got Williams that the Williams is in cursive.
Yeah,
So apparently I got this hat because our mascot are the purple cows. It's like it's the cow, but it looks like mean as a cow can be, I guess. It's
cows aren't
purple.
mean.
Hey, this hat, and so I bought it because it was different. I wore my Chicago. Everybody was stopping me like, I like that. And I was like, I got it at the bookstore, but the bookstore was closed on Sunday, so I think I'm the only person with the hat that came to reunion. So shout out to me.
Did
But
they
it was.
they have any 5950s?
I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so.
Oh,
No.
okay.
But it was so the reason I want to take the boys is because they just graduated from 8th grade. I still got to post these pictures. Um, they graduated from 8th grade, and college will be here before you know it. And I just wanted them to just experience it and feel it, like see how it is to walk around campus and like all of this is school, you know what I mean? Going by my old dorms. And it was really cool to like, I hadn't been back to Williams in 15 years. And it's funny because like in 25 years, either people look really great or they get hit by a bus. It's like it's no in between. But it was a good, but again, everybody I saw looked fantastic, right? But it was really a good time, good trip. And I was thinking, you know, you had to drive, you had to fly into Albany and then drive to Williamstown. It's about an hour. And I'm driving, and you know, as you know, Chicago, I drive with one hand. You know, I'm looking out the window in Williamstown, 10 and 2, brother. Eyes on the road,
Yeah, because you're
down
about
the
to drive off a
mountains.
mountain.
Yeah, I mean for real. And trucks coming 50 miles an hour. You can't, you just hear it. You don't see it. And I was thinking, my parents should be ashamed of themselves for letting me go all the way to Massachusetts in the mountains. I mean, dog, I was out there doing, you know, we'd be driving cars, listen to music loud, driving 60 miles an hour at night in the mountains. I was driving mad slow till we got to Williamstown. It was funny. I figured once I got there, I was like, all right, I know where I'm going. You know, I drove around a few times. We were in the car, went around a few times. Like, all right. Once we kind of got my bearings, I knew where I was. You know what I'm saying? Then I could able to whip it. I knew what was happening. But it got me thinking, man, just about again, I know I'm joking about my parents. I'm glad they let me go. I called them. I said, I appreciate them letting me go. So my mother didn't want, I never, she said, all these schools in Illinois and you want to go to Massachusetts. Okay. That was her like, okay, you got all these schools here, bro, but okay, if you want to get there. And you know,
How did that happen?
well, so, you know, shout out to Link Unlimited. I'm an alum of that program. Got scholarship to high school, shout out to St. Nations. And, you know, my mentor, who was my sponsor there, he was a Williams alum. They had a relationship with Williams, and they sent students every year to go stay and like visit and check it out. Because like I told you, Link got me. They had us visit high schools. Not in high school. We had to visit colleges every year. So like your freshman year is like a quick trip to like somewhere that's maybe like an hour away. You sat in the lunch hall, sat in the classroom. You just kind of got a feel of what college was. And then, you know, every year they kind of expanded that experience. And so they thought, you know, your group of students might like Williams. So they sent me, shout out to Sue, shout out to Darren, shout out to Mwanga. Sent us four. Three of the four, we went to Williams. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, we visited there, and that, you know, that's how me and Sheezy got super tight because it was like, yo, we gotta go to this school. We gotta make this happen, man. So that's how we got out there. And I remember my pops, he got the map out. Shout out to my Uncle Bubba, God rest his soul. They got the map. They figured out how to get 90 to 787, the Route 7 to Route 2. You know what I'm saying? 15-hour drive, man. And nobody slept. We were all wide awake because again, we never been on mountains. And it's like we in a big old van, and we like this. It's like you looking straight down. And so I've told this story before, and I'm gonna tell it again. It's one of my favorite dad stories. We get to Williamstown now. As a Midwestern, the states are big. You don't really do a lot of state crossing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got the purpose. You got to be going to Indiana to get gas or the casino for some people, or you're actively going to Wisconsin. Like out there, you could be living in, you know what I'm saying, like living in Vermont, but you work in Massachusetts, but you drive to New York for, you know, for dinner, right? That's just how it goes. So we get there, you know, again, it's 15-hour drive. Ain't none of us ever seen any of this, right? We get there, it's like 1 in the morning, and the city is closed. And it's, you know, my mother looks at the map because they sent her all the available hotels. And she goes, my mother's very quiet. She's not normally quiet, but she was like, she's probably thinking, did I mess up? She's like, well, it says the hotel's in Vermont. And my dad went, what? We gotta drive a whole nother state. We in this godforsaken town with no gas and everything is closed. So Sarah, as the big sister as she is, goes to the map. She breaks out, makes a makeshift ruler, and sees that Vermont is like 2 miles away. And she's like, Daddy, Vermont is 2 miles away. He was like, everybody in the car. So he get in the car. 5 minutes, bro. Pull up to the hotel. You know, it was like nowhere, bro. And that, but you know, everybody was stressed out. It was like, well, we gotta drive some more. And I'm like, man, where did I go to school? But then the next day, I never forget it, man. Pops got the hotel room, and my dad was already outside. And that's where he used to smoke a lot of cigars. And he had one. He's like, son, this is beautiful. You see the purple mountains, man. And it was just like, I was happy that my family got to see that. You know what I'm saying? And I made a joke about at the top of this segment. It was like they should be ashamed for letting me go out there. But I mean, that had to be gutsy. They told me, we were talking about it. It was like they were sad. They were like, what do we do? Well, do we just send him off way out there? You know what I'm saying? And we can't get to him fast. And others, they were telling us like, yeah, they was like for months, they were just worried about me till they came back for like parent weekend, and they saw that me and Sheezy were cool. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was cool, and we ain't had no problems. We knew a bunch of people out there at school, and they felt more comfortable there, right? But I mean, and it got me just thinking, like, as I again talk about my sons, that's truly what parenting is. You know, it's about teaching your child how to lead their own life. I think we think parenting, you are a parent forever. It's just that your roles and tasks change. You become more supportive. You become a sounding board, but the living the life for them, that's expires after a point. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to let them go. And I think a lot, our parents are very similar. It was figure it out, because it wasn't like I'm just leaving you out there to hang. It was like, no, you're going to have to figure this out on your own at some point. So I rather you learn it now where the stakes are low. You know what I'm saying? You can mess up. It's in the box of this college kind of environment. You know what I'm saying? And when you come out, you've learned some things. You've appreciated some things, right? Because you got to see, I'll be wasting lights. I'll be wasting detergent. You know what I'm saying? Like, sorry, mom. Yeah. I didn't just pour, you just pouring it. Now you're like, nope, that's enough. That's enough. I'm cool. Because you had to buy it yourself. You got to buy soap. You got to buy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you got to wash all your stuff. It's like, yo, you be hugging your parents. What y'all need help with anything? You need me to do something for y'all, right? And so, I think we do want to protect our children from everything, but we have to teach them how to protect themselves. And sometimes teaching somebody how to protect themselves means exposing them to some level of danger, if that makes sense. Of course it makes sense. I said it, but it's like you have to show them this is the danger. What would you do, right? How would you act? What crosses your mind when this happened? Like the kids are afraid of dogs like they daddy. But they got a thing when a dog comes, Aiden jumps. He don't even look. He out. And sometimes like if Brooklyn is getting upset, he will run out the house. And I've had to say to him, bro, what if you run into traffic and run into the street? Then what? He go, I didn't think about that. I know, dude. So I need you. I said, it's okay to be scared. Just know where you are, right? But you have to expose them to that so they can think, right? So they know how to act, because trouble's coming, man. And when you think about it, great teachers don't necessarily make great students. They make other teachers, right? You've learned something where you could teach it to somebody else. So if you've taught somebody how to live a good life, how to be responsible, take care of things, and they can then raise a kid, you've done a good job as a parent. So I want to shout out to my parents for really allowing me to go to school like Williams and be in the mountains and figure out myself and meet my friends and all the things that I believe I am, that Williams had an effect on. And it was a great time. So happy I got to go. Shout out to Williams, to the alumni group, all the chairs, everybody that was there. It was really, really great time. Greg, got a lot of great pictures. I'm sure. Listen, y'all, I suck at posting. I don't. My Instagram ain't so instant. It's latergram. So I do it as soon as I can, for sure. I thought you were gonna say something.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our show for today. We talked y'all to death. Make sure you follow us on all socials. Super Duper Pod, SUPADUPOD, online at HP53productions.com, and on YouTube at HP53 Productions. As I miss anything?
No, I think you covered it all.
Fantastic. Listen, y'all have a great Juneteenth. Celebrate. Be safe. Remember, it's a celebration, but please be safe. Make sure you take care of yourselves and each other. Hey, mama, this is the Super Duper Podcast.
Would you be off on this campaign? Is it suicide if you know that bringing hope here is how careers die? Or do the K stand for kamikaze? The J silent is everywhere, you can feel them probably. Surely, lately, I've been up late with demons in my basement trying to get me to hate this. Life thinking I should be further and then I choke up. As soon as I got silent, then the truth spoke up. It said, how you know you ain't perfect? Let that soak up and soak in. You know how you know that you blessed? I woke up, feeling oh my God, feeling myself, know why? 'Cause I woke up. That's all it takes to be great, y'all. That's all it takes.